This video we're doing for you today, we're going to be covering some Gerber knives that were supplied by Big Daddy Guns. Phone number's toll free. It's 855-682-4872. Website's www.bigdaddiesguns.com. Lowland, a competition away with superior customer service and selection. Been on the website. They have a wonderful, very extensive website. They've supplied Gerber knives for Bosco and I that we've had for 3 weeks.
Probably almost a month.
Probably almost a month. So we're going to go over a few of these knives with you. We got 4 different knives. We got 2 folders, a tactical folder, a multi-tool, and a fixed blade knife we're going to go over for you. So give us just a minute. We'll move the camera and get down to brass tacks. Hey guys, here we are back at the workbench. As you can see, Big Daddy Guns provided us quite a few knives, multi-tools, whatnot to review for them. We've had Bosco and I have had these for probably close to a month. First one we're going to start off with, I'm going to give you the model number of it. It's 06079N as in November. You can see it's a clip point blade. It's partially serrated. I carried this knife in one of my thigh pockets at work, alternated between this and another knife I'll be going over. I have cut so many things with this. I've cut automotive wiring, cardboard, rubber tubing, you name it, and it's held up to it very well. It's still like a scalpel. It's so incredibly sharp. If Gerber really wanted to have the knife, slim these rubber panels down, put a thumb stud on it, and take it from a lock back to put it to a liner lock. And guys, this would be one heck of an everyday carry knife. Like I said, I've alternated between this one and another one I'll go over. Let's just real quickly give you a weight on them. It's 4.5 ounces on the clip point. Another one that I carried for a couple of weeks was this drop point. This is model number 06064 November. Price point is right around 30 bucks. Same thing with this knife, as I mentioned with the clip point. It took everything I could throw at it, and it kept coming back wanting more. These are actually made in the US of A, and they hold an edge just unbelievably. Both of these knives actually come with a Cordura nylon pouch for them. Probably my favorite one out of the bunch was the multi-tool. It's a 05509 November. This is a member of I think they're the 400 series. This is the same multi-tool I typically carry. Mine's silver. This one happens to be in a black finish. And I don't know if you can pick up the little dings. It's because this has been on my duty belt every day for the past month. It's got the scissors. It's got a couple of different flat-headed screwdrivers on it. It's got one that can be used as a can opener. Show you the knife, the blade here. This is the knife blade on it, and as you can see behind that is a Phillips, and then another smaller flat blade that could also be utilized as a bottle opener. This is probably my favorite multi-tool in the world. Yeah, you can get them with more bells, more whistles. But as far as just a nice, plain, functional, durable multi-tool, incredibly hard to beat these. Price point on this is right around $40. And last but not least that I did, this is a fixed blade knife from Gerber. Comes with a nice Cordura nylon sheath. About the first third of it's plastic lined. This knife, because I couldn't carry it at work, I had a little bit harder time trying to figure out how to review it and how to use it. So basically what I did was ran around outside in my yard and cut little tree limbs, vines, roots, about anything I could find to cut. And yeah, you can see a little wearage on it, but again, like a scalpel, I really couldn't do a whole lot to it to dull it in everyday use. Yeah, I'm sure if I banged it on the edge of the workbench here, I could dull it out. But for everyday usage, I can't say enough about these Gerber knives and the price point on them. I'm just really impressed. Now I'm gonna let Bosco step in and go over the one that he reviewed. Before we do that though, let's just the multi-tool comes in at 6.1, and let's get one on the fixed blade while we're here. Ooh, a whopping 3.75. Be a good knife to have in your bug out bag, or if you got an emergency bag in your vehicle. All right, now I'm gonna step aside and let Bosco come in. He reviewed this last one extensively, used it every day. So let me step out and Officer Bosco will step in.
Hey everybody, it's Officer Bosco, and these are my hands. These are not Joel's. This is the Gerber knife that I reviewed right here. I love this knife. I really, really like it. The first thing I noticed about it when Officer Joel gave it to me was the grip. I love the grip. That's probably the one thing about this knife I like the most. It has a really good positive grip on it. You're not going to lose that knife, but it's not overkill. I wouldn't say it's like grit, like sandpaper grit, but it's hard to describe it, basically on video. But that is a really good positive grip, but it's not rubber. It's actually kind of like a hard plastic, but it's a little on the rough side too. So you can get a positive grip on it. Now this is a clip. Being a police officer, the clip ones to me are the way to go. The fixed blade ones to me are more like if maybe you're like carry gear or like a tactical officer, probably a little bit better with fixed blade. But to me, the folding blades are probably better for basically what we do as cops. It does have a clip on, and you can see I've used it a lot. I've actually bent the clip on it, so I need to bend that back. I have other jobs besides being a cop, and I've used it even at my other jobs as well. And I can say this is a spectacular knife. You see that little button right there, you automatically think it's a spring assist, but actually on this knife it's actually something different, which I'd never seen this before. That's actually the blade release, is that little button. When it locks in, instead of like being there or being on the back like you said with the other knives, you basically hit that and that's what releases the knife and lets it fold back. Now the only real gripe I have, which is just a personal preference, is it doesn't have a tang on the back. I love those tangs. In fact, I don't think Gerber makes that on any other knives, so Gerber, if you're watching, that might be something you want to think about. It does have these two knobs on both sides. I don't know if you can see them too well. Yeah, here's actually another knife. This is what I'm talking about. That back knife piece right there. Yeah, that to me is the best thing in the world with these type of knives. These are okay, but they're a little bit hard. Sometimes it's hard to get a grip on them. Okay, because sometimes, these aren't really super small, but when you have that little tang on the back with these assisted knives, you can't beat that. And that's one thing. That's about my only real gripe about the knife, honestly, is just that. That's one thing I wish they would add. And I'll give this back to Mr. Joel. Like I said, the grip's really good. Big Daddy said to use it and use it good. I actually was chopping ice with this thing. I actually chopped some ice with it on one of my jobs, but it's cut cardboard, it's cut everything, and it's still holding an edge, which is amazing. It does have a black finish on it, which I like that quite a bit. As a patrol officer, I think that's you're gonna wear a blade out pretty quick. But this thing's held up a really good amount of stuff I've done with it. One thing I do like too is it is a serrated blade. I think for law enforcement that's pretty much a necessity, because you never know when you may have to cut something like a seat belt or something to that effect, so it helps. But basically, this is a spectacular knife. Like I said, the main thing I really love is that finish. You know, Gerber I think it hit a home run. I wish they would put that on all their knives. I know the rubber ones are really good positive, but this is like a harder plastic. I'm a little bit more of a fan of a plastic grip than a rubber grip. Because it
hang up on your clothing.
Yeah, it won't hang up. And of course it also has the cuts in here, which also help to keep the weight down. It's a very light knife. And I'm going to measure for you real quick. But like I said, my own real complaint is I wish it just had one of those tangs on the back, would just make it easier for opening up, because these things, sometimes it's kind of hard to hit those with your finger. They're big, but they're not, you know, really, I would call it super easy to deal with. But it's a great knife. Let me go ahead and put it down here, and that's it folded. We're going to weigh real quick. It should come in fairly light. Try it again. See what we got. It's not even registering, or is it?
Boy, that knife is really light.
That's light because it's not even showing up. There we go.
4 ounces.
4 ounces, which trust me, it doesn't feel like it's 4 ounces. But it's like I said, it's a really good knife. Like I said, that's the only thing I don't like about it, or the thing. It's just a personal preference. That right there does make a difference. And I believe the blade is about a 5-inch blade. I believe about 3.
It's about 3 1/4.
3 1/4. So,
maybe 3 1/2.
Which I think is a good one. Good enough blade. You know, especially for law enforcement. But yeah, and like I said, with my other jobs, I used it on my other jobs as well, and torture tested, and overall I kept its finish pretty good with the amount of stuff I did with it. So I definitely give it a definite thumbs up on that. And this one is the model number is 30-00075, and I can barely read your writing. Is that a 2? That's 2?
2.
Okay, 2 at the end. Okay, and this is also made by Gerber. Retail for Big Daddy for these is $119.99, which is a very fair price, especially for a really good quality knife like this. Gerber's basically makes a great knife. And like I said, a lot of that stuff's just personal preferences. And I'm going to put this back in here. And that's the end of my demo on that one.
Hey guys, Joel and
Bosco
back with you. We finished up our knife review. We had to take the banner down and open the blind to get a little bit more light, because for some reason my little studio area seems to be sucking up the light like a black hole. We did a review on these knives. We want to thank Big Daddy Guns. That's www.bigdaddysguns.com.
Actually, there's no S in there. It's Big
Okay,
Daddy.
well, turn around. Show
It's Big Daddy, no S.
Show Daddy your t-shirt.
You see it?
Big Daddy Guns. Toll-free number 855-682-4872. Website, I'll give it to you correctly this time, www.bigdaddyguns.com, located in Gainesville, Florida. You can check out their website, fantastic website. The sales staff up there is very polite.
And they actually know what they're talking about.
And the owner is just outstanding.
No gun shop commandos.
No, not
Real
at all.
people that actually know what they're talking about with guns,
Good
which is
people.
refreshing.
Good people. If you're in North Florida area, in Gainesville, go in and see them. If not, please check out their website. They've been extremely kind and helpful to us. So, guys, thanks for the view. Hope we
add something in there too.
jump in.
Also, just to let you know too, that if you are coming through Gainesville, they're right off I-75, off of Newberry Road, off of what is known as 75th Street, which is also called Tower Road. So if you are coming in on the highway or you're coming through, they're right off the highway, not more than, I'd say, what, a quarter mile even there. So right off the Newberry exit, Newberry Road, State Road 26 in Gainesville, Florida, and they're off of Tower Road. So they're right off the highway if you're driving through, real conveniently off the highway.
Outstanding. Excellent point, as always. Well, guys, we appreciate your view. Hope we showed you some knives maybe you weren't quite familiar with. Give us a like, subscribe. We got some more videos we'll be doing. So, as Officer Bosco says,
Be safe and watch your six.